Welcome back to the 78-day Tarot Challenge. I got my coffee this morning. I hope you can hear me. Just in case, yep. Welcome back to the 78-day Tarot Challenge. My name is Achilles. This is where I go through the journey of the tarot from Fool to the World, embodying one card a day, reflecting upon it, applying it to my internal and external experience, and walking the path rather than just consuming readings online. I created this challenge because I wanted to challenge other people to walk through the archetypes in their life, apply it to them, challenge people to break out of passive consumption, and instead go into lived embodiment, lived experience, transformation, walk the transformation, live the story, be your own story. Don't just let somebody tell you what's going on in your life because you're uncertain. Because that's what happened to me, and well, I got disappointed, and that's what today's all about, is heartbreak, disappointment, pain, emotional pain, mental anguish. I mean, it's tough. So the way that I'm structuring this is right now in the morning I wake up and I have 5 cards that could potentially be the card for the day. So since we do 2 to 3 minor cards each for each major, in between each major, so I'm still falling under Magician, and this is what's making me aware of what's going on. It correlates to the overarching theme. But 5 cards could have been the High Priestess and the other ones that I haven't done yet in order, every suit, and I'm just going in order like that, and whatever card shows up in my reading in the morning to reflect upon what's going on. Well, it was the 3 of Swords. Since I did 2 of Swords yesterday, 3 of Swords would obviously be next. And 3 of Swords was the first thing that popped out. And this coincides perfectly with what the hell's been happening over the past 3 months, I guess you could say, in my life. And since I am able to take one day and really reflect on the meaning and how this has affected me and what I can do about it, my internal experience, my external experience, what can I do about it? And I just want to mention that this is precisely the reason why I started doing this challenge. Is because tarot is a powerful tool, and it's being misused and abused and mistreated, and it's honestly a disgrace to the power of what the potential it holds. And for me, instead of, I want to use it in the right way, and it's meant to reflect upon yourself and to help you, guide you through life, living your life, not just sitting behind a YouTube screen and then going to a job you don't like and saying, I wish my life would change, but here, let me watch another video and waste 3 hours of my day on YouTube. Some people 12 hours a day. I mean, let's just be honest. It's not healthy. And then it's also addictive to hear what you want to hear every single day. And there's plenty of people out there who are misusing the tool of tarot in order to do that very thing. So you can get all the dopamine and all the heroin, all the digital heroin you want. You have access to it. So how do you control yourself? Well, also, I wanted to say that tarot is not the problem. You are. I was the problem. I'm the addiction. I'm the one who's addicted here. They're not the problem. They can make much money and whatever, saying all the stuff online, taking advantage of people's weak emotional mindset and their emotional state. I saw the pattern, I broke out of it, and I said, hey, what's the solution to this, rather than blaming all of my problems on that's what did this to me, she did that to me, I did whatever. Instead of blaming all this stuff, hey, why don't I rework this tool, use it the way that it's intended? And that's exactly why I came up with this challenge. Anyway, so today's all about Three of Swords and heartbreak. As you know, three swords going through a heart. Clouds in the background. Probably raining. Devastating. It's just devastating. It's just... Can't stop thinking about how devastating and disappointing and heartbroken. Literally, just pain, mental anguish, emotional anguish, just pain in general. Maybe even physical pain, Who knows? This could relate to a lot of different things. When we're talking about reflecting upon and correlating meaning, we're just associating patterns and using our brain in an intentional manner to reflect upon what's going on inside and out and telling ourselves a story. And that's what tarot is. It's a story. But we relate to the archetypes in the story because all stories have the same archetypes. And so we live our lives according to what stories we are telling ourselves. And that's the importance here, is that we have to craft intentionally a story that we actually want to live. And then we also have to take action upon that story, not just passively consume somebody else's crafted story. That's what programs our mind to live our lives the way we do. So anyway, pretty much the reason why I'm heartbroken is because yesterday we were talking about the Two of Swords, and you know how the Two of Swords has a blindfold, she has got a blindfold on. Well, I had two different opposing perspectives on when it comes to tarot and these messages that we get on YouTube, because everybody is getting messages. Let me listen to a message. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be like this, but it's a little bit ridiculous at this point. Everybody wants to be a messenger instead of living their life. I don't want to be a messenger. I just want to be Achilles. I'm a vessel for spirit, yes, because however you want to say, a lot of different philosophies we can have, but how do we apply those philosophies to our life? If we're really passionate about tarot, why don't I live the journey of the tarot? I became the fool. I've always been the fool, and I always will be the fool, because actually, if you think about it, the world is a big zero. So you're just spiraling in a fractal nature on and up, going through the journey over and over and over and over again. That's why doing this challenge, you could do it every year, you could do it every month, you could just do it forever. Just keep on going, keep on building, break down the tower, go through this pain, do the transformation, have a death, have an ego, why not? Why not? That's called living life. You can have so many experiences. Look at me. I started completely over from scratch. I said, screw that. I don't want that life. I'm going to go start something else. And then I ended up doing this. That's the point. Anyways, let me just get back to Three of Swords. I can ramble forever. I kind of lost track of where I was at. Yeah, so I was talking about the Two of Swords for yesterday. I removed that blindfold, and I had these two different perspectives that were opposing. They were keeping me stuck, and I kind of was stuck in the same spot physically, not really doing much, just getting food, coming back here, sitting, thinking, and just stalemate, just stuck. And I've been doing that for the past, month, because I didn't know how to move forward. And the reason why I didn't move forward is because I didn't want to take off that blindfold and see what the hell was actually going on here. And the uncomfortable truth is very painful, that I mean, there's a lot of reasons why, but the main reason why is that I realized I was mentally trapped in something that a lot of people are trapped in, and I didn't really want to break out of it. And if I'm completely honest, it's extremely heartbreaking. I broke my own heart. I also broke my own heart for a lot of other reasons, and the reason why I came here was this controversial subject, and I don't like to bring that up because people they misunderstand the intentions of what I was doing here. This whole entire thing has been an experiment on myself. And this is a life experiment to see what happens when I believe in content that these messages that tell me every day, what I want to hear. And to be quite honest, I'm extremely heartbroken by myself because I took off that blindfold. From yesterday, I took off the blindfold and I saw exactly what the problem was. And because, unfortunately, it's painful, but now I get to process the pain today. And that's what we're doing with the Three of Swords today, is I get to process the pain of that and actually move forward from there. That's the only way you can grow. And if we just avoid all the negative cards in tarot and say, I'm about to get the 10 of Pentacles and the 10 of Cups, that's a destructive way to use this tool, And I've been saying that over and over again. So anyway, let me check and see if I'm just still recording because... Okay, we're at 11:30. 11:33. 1133. I'm just making a joke. I just want to say that, it sucks that I realized I didn't want to face the fact that I was stuck in a loop. If there are creators, if there's YouTube videos online that say you're about to be paid to exist and you don't have to do anything and you're about to get all kinds of money and recognition for what? You didn't do anything. But yet I was uncertain, and guess what? I felt like I was wasting my life grinding away for a life that I didn't even want. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to stop and do nothing and reevaluate my life. But I still wanted some things. I wanted some recognition for the work that I had put into what I was intending to do. Even just with this experiment, it's like I'm trying to do things that I'm not getting paid for. And so subconsciously, there's a lot of reasons why. It's not that I'm just lazy. It's that I'm trying to be efficient with my work. I don't want to work away and then waste all this stuff. It's like we go to a job we don't like to get money, and then we go home and decompress and try to turn off our brain because we don't want to think about anything. We don't have the energy to do anything. So we put on a TV show that entertains us, or we want to have fun because there's no fun in life anymore. And is what it seems like. There is, but not for me, not in this consumer society, because it encourages this loop. It's like, hey, go consume and then mindlessly entertain with your free time, and then whenever you go out on the weekends, guess what? You're gonna get drunk and you're gonna disassociate, and you're gonna spend all that money and waste it on expensive food that you don't need. Yes, don't get me wrong, I like fancy dinners and stuff, but when it's overpriced and I'm doing it to disassociate and get out and blah, 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 or, I'm buying a bunch of cheap crap from China on Temu and Amazon and TikTok shop and a bunch of cheap crap, guess what? And then I throw away a bunch of stuff and I have so much excess and I'm wasting, but guess what? I literally went to a job that I didn't like. Your life's a waste at that point. Of course I want to have nothing without having to do a bunch of stuff that we don't need. That's a real thing, but it becomes unhealthy when I start believing that that's actually going to happen. I could just sit here on the beach and just everything's going to come to me. Manifestation, I can listen to so many manifestation videos that will tell me that's how I can do it. But I put that to the test because I wanted to believe that. But then I became addicted to videos that tell me I'm going to be paid to exist. and that I don't have to do anything for it, and that the love of my life is going to show up, or I'm about to get the Ten of Pentacles, and all I got to do is sit back. I'm sorry, that gives your body an emotional response, and then you're like, cool, I'm good. That validates what I'm doing. That means I can keep on doing what I'm doing, which is nothing. And then, guess what? Tomorrow I wake up, I'm like, I don't know what's gonna happen, man. Nothing's happening. And then it's like, well, let me go on YouTube and get some more validation that I'm on the right track and that I'm going to be receiving the stuff again, and the love of my life is going to be right around the corner, and blah, 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 blah. Guess what? I get the validation, I get the dopamine, I do it again. And you know what? Taking off the blindfold and having that uncomfortable conversation with myself and being real about it, yes, it is very heartbreaking to understand that I've been doing that for the past 2-3 months, not doing anything. I mean, the reality is I was taking action and testing the experiment of this manifestation advice. I wanted to see what happens when I do a life experiment and I literally go and try this stuff, take action upon what I'm believing, and I'm going to believe all this stuff, and I'm going to reprogram my subconscious mind with all of these uplifting, different positive ideas about, tarot manifestation and obtaining something that is more fulfilling rather than wasting my life on grinding away towards a future I don't even want. That doesn't even allow me to live my life. You know what I mean? I want my life to be the grind that I am proud of, not something I'm working just because I have to work and I'm gonna make it because I can't stop. Nobody can stop me. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, good for you. Nobody can stop you, but where the hell are you going? You know? It's not about the destination, it's about enjoying the journey. That's why I started this challenge. And it's very heartbreaking to understand and look at and face the things and take the blindfold off. Very heartbreaking to understand. It's also very heartbreaking that I put so much faith into one person and one conversation. One uncomfortable conversation that I wanted to have, but I just needed to have that uncomfortable conversation with myself. I was trying to project that out onto somebody else because, quite frankly, I was like, what's wrong here? What's wrong here? But I was saying, look, you're wrong, but I'm the one passively consuming that freaking content. You know? It has nothing to do with that person. I mean, it does, but it's not their fault. It's my fault for consuming it. It's not their fault for creating it and getting off on people being addicted to it. And I know why it's addicting now. And the thing is, I put myself in this experiment on purpose to see what would happen if I actually believed it, but also to be an example of why you should not just passively participate, passively consume content that is addicting, that keeps you stuck in that loop. I knew it was a loop, but I wanted to understand how people got trapped there and how they can get out of it. And now I'm providing the solution to that very issue because I knew this was an issue from the beginning. I just didn't understand how powerful it is on this human psyche, on your emotional body. These have powerful effects, and people are kind of unaware of their own unconscious behaviors, and that's unfortunately very painful for me to go through that experience, understanding that I know I've been trying to do this the whole time. And it's very painful to understand that, like, I was doing this out of compassion, I was doing this out of intention and like care. And then it's heartbreaking to understand that sometimes people can't even understand that complexity. And it's very heartbreaking to understand that people are going to act however they're going to act. And when you put your faith into one person, one conversation outside of yourself, it's extremely devastating because almost always you will be let down. Because they don't understand the way you're operating because they can't have a conversation with you. So, Anyway, I'm trying to provide the solution, but this has probably gone on for too long. I don't want to make this video too long. Okay, yeah, we're at 20 minutes, but I hope that this makes sense. I just have to process my own heartbreak in this, and that's how we're relating Three of Swords to today. And I just want to say, obviously, I'm only making one video a day documenting this, but I'm going through things throughout the day. I gotta go exercise, I gotta go run on the beach, I gotta get in the water, I gotta go swim and look at the fish, I gotta move my body, I gotta cook some food, I gotta do all kinds of things, I gotta go get water, I gotta wash some stuff. I mean, I have all kinds of stuff I gotta do. Being homeless in Hawaii is like, it's wonderful, but it's also work, to walk around and do all this stuff without a car and 2 bags and just hauling stuff around all the time. It's just like, it's a constant upkeep, maintenance, trying to take care of myself on a very fundamental, foundational level. And I'm very glad that I've had the opportunity to learn these lessons to build a solid foundation of my life that I actually care about, not one that I don't, and I don't have a static routine. But anyway, I'm just fucking going on about me now. But I mean, I say, it's YouTube, it's all about you. So make your own challenge. So that's what I want to do, is I want to invite you to make your own version of the challenge. If you want to do 0 to the Fool, 0 to the World, and weave the minor arcana cards in between, and go through the journey of tarot with me, I would encourage you to do so. I think that it'd be really cool to see how other people relate this to their lives and see their stories. I want to see your story, So I'm gonna put some stuff in the description. You can see my Instagram, and you can send me a message. You can tell me if you don't want to make a video on YouTube, but if you do make a video on YouTube, I want to see your documented process. I want to see other people go through it the way that they intuitively feel, and whatever you want to add to the structure, you want to add journaling, you want to document this better. If you have better ideas as to how I could be more dynamic rather than just sitting here explaining everything, because I am trying to live this story out. I am doing a lot here. I'm not good at documenting it because I only have so much battery. I don't want to make excuses for myself, but I only have so much battery every day, and it's hard to get. I got to get over there to charge my phone, and it's constant upkeep. And I'm like the magician. The overarching theme still is that I'm becoming aware of what's actually on my table and what's actually happening at hand. I took the blindfold off. Yes, it's painful, but now I'm going to work with that pain, which is a tool, which is my emotional state. It's like all of these things in my mental, stuff. I'm processing this stuff out loud to you guys and documenting the process so that you can see what happens when you actually go through the story of the tarot and change your life, or just live your life. Have a journey, live your life. Don't just passively consume on YouTube. And so I'm doing the opposite by creating this challenge. Anyways, I keep on repeating myself over and over again. So that's why I invite you to do your own version of the challenge, come up with a better structure that maybe you think you could do this better than I could. I'm sure there's probably people who have a lot of ideas you would want to add to the structure of the day or how you would document this process. Everybody has their own unique flavor of how they do things, and maybe you have some ideas for yourself, and that's what I want to inspire out of you. It's not about me. It's not about worshiping me. Give me all the attention. I want you to put the phone down and go do something and record your own stuff so that we can make meaningful connections and be honest and authentic, and not to create this curated, perfect image of Achilles online. That's not what we're trying to do. We're trying to be real. We're trying to be connected and honest and straight up. So that way we can actually learn from our pain and growth. If the story was just the sun, the 2 of Cups, the Ace of Cups, the 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and there was no 10 of Wands or 10 of Swords or 3 of Swords, it wouldn't be a journey, it wouldn't be a story, it wouldn't be a very good story, would it? So that's my point. is that that's what makes for a great story, is a letdown, a tragic devastation. Sometimes the love doesn't work out. Sometimes your best friend dies. You know? So, yeah. That's how life goes. And we're not going to polish life and pretend like it's not real, you know? If you want that fantasy, well, create it. Live it. Go through it. You want to live you want the freaking fairy tale. Well, you're gonna have to go through some stuff. It's a hero's journey, huh? This is the fool's journey. This is how you do it. So I want to see you do it. Don't just sit back and consume more YouTube, okay? Anyway, I'll see you around. I think that's good enough for today. We'll do High Priestess tomorrow, okay? Yeah, so like, comment, whatever. Let me know that you're joining the challenge. I want to see your version. And I guess I'll see you around. Have fun. See you later.